It's Thursday, so I'm on my recovery day, just off for a little walk to the shops and buy some chocolate, which will be rather ironic in a minute, keeping the legs active. But I wanted to talk to you a bit about the 5k challenge that I'm doing at the moment, because I know I haven't really explained any of it to you. I've just banged out a Project 14 and then not actually told you what it's about. So I'll give you a little bit of context. So about 3 weeks ago, I ran the first 5k in this sort of project and ran a 15:24, which was a massive surprise to me and everyone else, because I haven't really been doing that much training. No fast stuff anyway, been doing lots of steady stuff but no real fast stuff. So off the back of that, Tom Vickery, who if you watch the video, see I mentioned him a few times, one of my good mates, he challenged me to a race, to a sub 15, something neither of us have ever achieved before, something it was a massive runner's goal. So, and as we're both fairly close, his PB is 15:36, I thought, why not give it a go? But after the first 5k, I knew that I could go harder than I had in the first one, because I hadn't got it all out. I was feeling fairly alright at the end of the first one. So I sneakily decided to go and try and smash out a sub 15 a week late, less than a week later, 5 days after the first attempt when I ran 15:24, because I thought that'd be great. Racing Tom, sub 15, go and do it before he's even had a chance to start training for it. So went out a week later and really surprised myself and banged out a 14:43 on not an overly quick course either. So mega happy with that, and everyone was like, you didn't do that, that never happened, can't have happened, but I got it all on video. So yeah, did that. And then more recently, a few days ago, I did Bucks 5k and ran a 14:32 there. So went another 11 seconds quicker on a slightly quicker course, but I'm also another week deeper into a training block. So that's my 4th week of 30-hour weeks. I'm quite fatigued now. I reckon with a bit of tapering, I've got a bit more in my legs. So that leads me to my target for this challenge, which is 14:15. That's what I'm going for. It's my aim. 10 weeks time, 11 weeks time even. 10 or 11, we'll see. I'm going to try and run a 14:15 5k, sub 14:15 5k. So, how am I going to do it? So, I'm going to focus on 2 elements of my training and life to get me to that target, which are consistent sessions and weight. So, first off, consistent sessions. Since February or so, I haven't been able to do more than 1 session a week because of injury problems, injury niggles. Had gluteal strain, had hamstring tendonitis, and had a bit of Achilles tendonitis. So most of my training has been just jogging. That's not to say I haven't done a lot of training. In the past 37 weeks I've averaged 53 miles a week, which is including all my rest weeks and all my injury weeks. So I've done a lot, but it's all been plodding around at 8-minute mile pace, 5-minute K pace. So I think there's a lot to gain by stringing together 8 weeks, two 4-week blocks of consistent sessions, twice a week at least, maybe 3 times, really working my anaerobic and aerobic systems and getting myself fitter and getting my legs stronger so they can match my cardiovascular system, because I think I'm pretty fit at the moment, but my legs aren't strong enough to do those really fast efforts. So I'm going to be doing, like I said, 2 sessions a week. The first 4-week block I'm going to be focusing on tempo work, so sub-threshold, aerobic work, working the systems that aren't going to stress my legs too much. I'm not going to have to run real hard, so it's not going to up the stress too much on my legs, but I'm going to up the intensity a little bit and get a bit more consistent, working at half marathon sort of effort, which is 70 to 85% of my max heart rate is what I'll be aiming for, which for me is about 160 to 170, 175. So that's what I'm going for, but you can alter that for your own zones if you want to do any of the training. So the session is going to be sort of like 3 times 10 minutes, 2 times 20 minutes, 4 times 8 minutes, etc, etc, with not too much stress in there. Yeah, you shouldn't feel broken at the end of the session. As well as that, I'm going to be putting in lots of strides and drills to work on my mobility, getting my stride better and more powerful. So preferably hills for the stride, just 30 seconds up times 5 to 8 or so with a walk down recovery. And then mobility, lots of drills, lots of stretching, get those hip flexors loose. And lastly, I am going to be doing lots of weight stuff. So I've had problems with weight stuff in the past, with getting injured, but I'm going to be sensible and do not too heavy, once a week sessions for the legs, and yeah, just putting some stress through them to increase the power, because the more power you have in each stride means you go further each step for the same effort, so you go faster. I think weights, when I do them, they really do help with my training. So that's the third area as part of my training I'm going to address. I'm going to have a rest week where I'll probably do a 5k to test the legs, see where I'm at, and test the cardiovascular system, make sure I can still go deep and remind myself of that suffering zone that you've all seen. Then second block, another 4 weeks, is going to be focused on pure speed. So track sessions, 14 fours, 10 threes, pretty hard, nice big recovery in between. So I'm really working that anaerobic system, getting my legs really battered is the aim of that one. Some K reps in there too for some of the longer stuff, with some shorter recoveries on those to stimulate 5k. But yeah, the aim of the second 4 weeks is going to be all speed work, and hopefully, having increased the stress gradually with tempo work in the first block, my legs will be able to manage it without too much trouble. So that's the training element of my plan done. Next is the weight. So second place I'm going to be making gains, or losses in this case, is weight. I know this is a potentially controversial topic for many people, but I don't want to encourage any bad relationships with food, but weight in endurance sport is undeniably a massive factor in how fast you can go. If you can drop weight, then you go for the same speed for much less effort, or faster for much less effort. I currently sit at 72 kilos and I'm 5'11", give or take 1 centimetre. Tapley would say take. So that's a healthy weight, well in the healthy bracket. I'd say I have a very healthy relationship with food. If anything, I need to have this kind of kick up the arse because I eat quite badly at times. He says, having just nailed 4 Mr. Kipling Angel slices. I'm going to aim to lose 2 kilos in the first 5 weeks of this little project, which is a reasonable amount to lose, just under half a kilo a week, which isn't too bad. You can lose, the guidelines are you can lose up to 1 kilo a week and still be healthy. Such half a kilo a week I think is reasonable without affecting my performance. I'm going to try and lose as much fat as possible basically. I'm not fat, sitting at probably around 10% body fat, maybe slightly lower. I want to get down into the 5s or 6s because you can do that for a short period of time, and if I want to try and get down into 14, 15, I think I should be getting down to 5% body fat to nail that. I have been at it before as well. Me and Tapley had a little challenge once. We were both going to Amsterdam to the Bodyworks where they have a fat percentage measuring machine, and we had a little challenge of who could get to the lowest body fat percentage before we arrived, and I got down to 4.6% and he was about 5.8%. So I have been there before. I know how to get there. I know how to get there sensibly. I'm not going to be counting calories at all. My plan is basically to cut out all unhealthy sugars during weekdays, and weekends limit them, so not eat over what I've burnt basically. And that's not counting calories, that's just a rough estimate of what I've burnt. Over the weekends I'm doing long rides and long runs, so I'm burning lots of calories, so I can pretty much eat what I want and not be going over what I've burnt. Just eating healthily and the amount of exercise that I'll be doing as part of the training will account for the weight that I'll lose during the first 5-week period, is what I hope. I'll be tracking that. I think it's important to track your weight anyway. A few little tricks I've learnt to lose the weight in my past is intermittent fasting, so 16-8 on days you're not training in the morning. So start eating at lunch, finish at 8 PM, and then also fasted training in the mornings. Always eat afterwards, but beforehand, fasted training, get your body used to using its fat stores. I've done that for about 7 years now. I think it really does help. And then finally, try and aim to stop eating at 6 PM most evenings, so I don't have food sitting on my stomach while I'm asleep every night, just not being used up. So try and finish eating at 6 PM, and always have a protein shake before bed so that your body can use that protein to recover to the best of its ability while you're asleep, because that's when you recover, and recovery is where you make the gains, not in the training. So there's the weight bit over and done with. Don't starve yourself. What I'm saying, I will not be starving myself. I will be fueling for sessions properly. Throughout the 10-week period, I'll still be doing a decent amount of cycling. Tuesday I'll be doing chain gang, which is like an hour's threshold session, and on Sunday I'll be doing a long 4-hour ride, 4-hour plus ride, to work the muscles but without adding the load that running has. And then the rest of all my cycling will all be kind of zone 1 Zwift sessions. So it's less than I usually do in the summer of cycling, but that kind of suits at the moment with coronavirus, because there's not big group rides and things like that going on. But cycling will be part of my plan. That's my plan for how I'm gonna get to a 14, 15 or low 14 5k. Gonna be posting all my training on this playlist, and I'm gonna be putting up videos for specific sessions for you guys to watch and follow along. And why not give the challenge a go yourself? You've got 10 weeks, 2 4 weeks blocks, rest week in the middle. See how quick you can get. All you have to do is scale the paces for your own ability and your own targets. So let's go get it, guys.